like this, but that's about it, really. A lot to tell you. I can't cram it into one thing, unfortunately. I'm going to have to incorporate live streaming into some other realm of my routine. But for now, we're playing 2 strings with the right hand only. Strings 6 and 5, our fat string and our 5th, while holding down this one. And we have G power chord. Now, power chords are found in blues. That's why I was speaking about, and what I want to show you appears in rockabilly, how it connects to the lesson, really. But you also veer off into a heavy rock direction and a heavy metal, if you will, direction a lot of the time, especially an electric guitar like this. If you add distortion into the equation. And also, when you do get around to adding the pinky in, it gets way harder when you're moving closer to the guitar nut, just because the guitar by design, I'm going to save a highlight. The guitar by design features less space in between the frets as you move up the fretboard. You're over here by the guitar nut, the space between is massive. So that's all well and good for this if you got regular size hands. But when you're not doing a 3-finger power chord, your pinky is now free. So how do you make that massive stretch? I'll show you. You build up to it by starting out with a reasonable stretch. So we would say at the 8th fret, maybe we can check out, which would put our other finger here. Let's say we have our first finger guiding this, like I told you. Put it on fret 8, for example. Pressing down. Now that would put the ring finger on fret 10. Notice how small the stretch is. And that's the rockabilly sound I was talking about. But it was just out of reach, and it's perfectly reachable now, but there's one trick to it, is the thumb. I'm not even going to pause on it because you should know it's a thumb. The thumb is almost in between the fret, like it would be anyways. So for example, on the G power chord, my thumb is not directly behind the fret. It's slightly to the right, but it's majorly behind the fret. You know, a thumb position. Because put it to you this way, there's certain things you can't do any other way on the instrument. Unless you've got another hand poking out or something. You need that thumb to be able to obtain a lot of things on the instrument. So that combined with the shorter distance between the frets, you start building up, getting closer and closer to the F chord notes. But there's also the question of what is the pinky doing? Pinky is kind of replacing a note here. It's being added on, giving you that rock and roll. We've talked about shuffles, we've talked about straight feel, whatever else. Here I'm taking the pinky, applying it to the 12th fret on the 5th string, like it's got a job to do. Applying it. Down, 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 down. It's on the job. Some volume right there. Now, the more comfortable you feel, the more you're going to move down in there. I don't want you to hurt yourself, and all guitars have different sizes. But we started with this. Now, what happens when we add 3 fingers? The more you play the guitar, the more you're going to learn about octaves, and you're going to learn about how there's, say for example, I'm showing you how to move the chord while staying on similar strings. But what about if you wanted to move towards the floor? See? Almost exactly the same. Different sound. Not sliding now, moving it around.